It's time for Best Ball Breakfast, a weekly show where I draft two Best Ball Mania teams on Underdog as I attempt to win $3 million in a streamed draft. Today, we will have drafts number 79 and 80 as we inch closer and closer to the finish line. Let's do it.
Oh, another Influencer 101 for the backward hats, bro. Rigged!
Zach Ertz with no Tyler Algier bringback? Yikes.
You reached around for correlation?
That's a no-no.
You ADP bros disgust me. How about you just live a little?
Handcuffing might actually be a way to get unique if the field's avoiding it.
The Wi-Fi at this resort is a disaster?
These fucking streamers don't have player takes. What if a piss boy draft is the room you need?
Oh!
It does feel like we've finally arrived, right? Because we've made jokes around here. Hey, we've been drafting since February. We've been drafting since March, since April. You were drafting before the NFL draft. Yes, we were. We were drafting before the NFL schedule was released. We were drafting before anyone had ever reported for OTAs. And now we're drafting before training camps have even started. However, I noticed that this feels like the official launch of fantasy football season. We, of course, have the Scott Fish Bowl kicking off, which always feels like the start of the new season. Best Ball has completely messed up the calendar where we don't have any start and end points as best ballers. It's just year round. But for the normies, for the traditional fantasy folk who we are welcoming with open arms around these parts, it is officially fantasy football season, baby. And we have maybe a week or two here before training camp start where I think it's going to be a relatively quiet period as far as news goes. And then I think things are going to get absolutely wild this year. So if you are new to the channel, welcome. I've been seeing some of your comments that, I think I take for granted. Sometimes I just assume everyone watching these streams has been playing best ball forever. But that's not always the case. So welcome. Around here, we are streaming all 150 of our Best Ball Mania drafts. I actually did a show last week and a post in the P.O. Box newsletter breaking down my portfolio through 75 drafts. It was actually a very informative exercise. And I have a lot of kind of actionable takeaways of things I want to do differently, things I want to correct on, things I want to keep hammering, all of that stuff. So check out that show on Friday, or you can check out the post. I have pinned it in the chat here. That's a free newsletter, the P.O. Box newsletter. You can get that in your inbox every single Friday. Just drop your email in and you will get those. GMs all around to the chat here. GMs. Should we just get right to a coffee pour? I am already feeling a little parched. I've had a decent amount of coffee this morning, but we need some on-stream coffee. On-stream coffee just hits different. Here we go. Everyone, please be quiet. I'm spilling out of the back end. All right. I don't know if that's a good sign, a bad sign. That's on me. Didn't have the coffee pot. Man, getting a little nervous that today's going to be a rough show here. Let me try again. Let me see if I can nail the landing. All right. I think I need to clean this up. I'm going to use an old Denver Nuggets headband to clean up this coffee spill. All right. Not the start I was hoping for today. Not the start I was hoping for. Let's see. B-Spurf. It's funny too, because B-Spurf says, I was surprised how flat you are on your exposures. I will say I do stream all of my drafts and all of my exposures. You can see while I'm drafting because I have the draft caddy from Brick that overlays my exposures. So if you've been watching my streams, it shouldn't be too surprising. But yes, I believe I didn't have anyone over 20%. And I feel like if I were going to ever end up with someone over 20% this drafting season, it would be because I'm at 26 or 27% on a guy right now. I don't know the way things are going to go with the board getting flipped on its head if there is going to be a guy that I'm just continually hammering down the stretch. I don't know if that's going to happen. So we might be a true smoothed out exposure bro for Best Ball Mania, but we will see. It's also a byproduct of drafting with other people, right? So last year I did have a couple guys over 20%, but I was drafting all of those teams by myself. And that's where it gets in, you get in autopilot. It feels really comfy. Click the guys over and over. When I'm drafting on stream in tough rooms, when I'm drafting with guests, which over a third of my drafts have been with guests so far, you're naturally not going to be always clicking the exact same guy you would normally take in a vacuum, I should say, ... which is the name of the podcast feed where audio from these shows end up. So I don't think it's actually too surprising that I'm smoothed out considering how I am going about this exercise this year. Going to catch up on the chat, roasting me for my coffee pour here. It is a very bad stuff. It's a bottom 10 coffee pour. Look, I can take it in both directions. You guys tell me when I have a really nice coffee pour. Here's the thing. Here's the beauty about coffee. I still have a coffee pot that has at least 2 to 3 more pours in it. So we will get redemption. We will get redemption. Star Kindler is pausing at 100 Best Ball Manias until you catch up. Also on the clock, Scott Fishbowl against Maddock. There you go. Enjoy it. The Scott Fishbowl, always a fun start to the year. And I appreciate that. Yeah, some of you sickos are ahead of me. Some of you are behind me. This will be draft 79 and 80 today. Adam, becoming a YouTube member, welcome. As a reminder for YouTube members, lots of perks there for you guys. You get access to the Best Ball After Dark streams. That's an interview series that I do once a week. I bring by old friends. A couple weeks ago, I had Adam Levitan on, catch up with them. Sometimes I bring on new folks that I get to know in the industry. This past Friday. Past Friday, I had Eaglezzz on. You guys know him from the Underdog streets. Best Ball grinder, plays insane volume across a ton of sports. Had a very interesting conversation with him, and we approach Best Ball so differently. And so it was fun to have that conversation with him. And then we drafted a really fun Best Ball Mania team. So you get access to those as YouTube members. You also get the Best Ball Breakfast channel in the Discord, which is private. You can unlock that. You also get discounts on merch. You get ping alerts when I hop in Best Ball Mania drafts. It is a pretty good value if you are a Best Ball sicko. So become a YouTube member, unlock all of that stuff. And yes, as Bonesaw says, go lock the video here as well. Chipsy doing his bit where he tries to talk to me about other sports here in the chat. The Sixers match Paul Reed's offer sheet. All I care about is what happens to Dame Lillard. So that's what we're paying attention to around here. And I did see some clips of Wemby from Summer League. My buddy Mike Zakarian posting photos of Wembanyama airballing a three-pointer. So, you know, it happens to the best of us. Sometimes you spill your coffee. Sometimes you airball a three-pointer. It just is what it is, guys. I mean, I think we just have to, you know, be honest with ourselves that even the best fall down sometime, even the wrong words feel so right. I believe it was Howie Day who once said that. All right, we have hopped into a Best Ball Mania draft. I just did tip you guys off in the Discord, so hopefully a few of you were able to join in on the fun here. Let me get situated with my banner. Best Ball draft number 79. Let's get me up in the top right. Let's get this draft board here. Still no Influencer 101s around these parts. It's been a while. We are Influencer 1.8. That was another fun thing, looking at the post that I wrote, looking at the frequency of my draft slots. Everyone seems to point out, hey, Peter, you never seem to get 101s anymore. The data could confirm that. I was below expectation, I think at 7%, probably down to closer to 6% now after these few more drafts. Love seeing all my friends and family in this draft. We got Ryan Hodge. We got Line of Scrimmage. We got Nate's. We got Brendan. We got, of course, JGFC. No, you guys cannot top JGFC for the number of drafts he has been in with me. I swear to God, JGFC, have you ever done a Best Ball Mania draft without me? Like, honest question. Have you ever considered doing a draft without me? Who else do we have in here? And TM Longacre. I would say TM Longacre is probably a close second for most BBM drafts with me. If I had one of those, they should have, you know what they should have? One of those Best Ball, like for MySpace, where you had your top 6 or something like that. And it would be Tom, and then it'd be JGFC and TM Longacre. Maybe Chipsy could squeeze in there. All my drafting friends. Who's going to make it into my top 6? Welcome, Bobbin Accounting, another new YouTube member to these streets. Check the playlist for the YouTube After Dark series. I think I'm over 12 or 13 of those videos this summer. All kinds of fun interviews in there. Tyler, always my hype man. 300 watching. Like this before we get Pete drafting, or Pete may spill it on his crotch. Exactly. The likes actually prevent me from spilling on my crotch. Tyler would hate to have me take my pants off. We're not quite there yet. The right super chat, we could get there. All right, what are we going to be doing this morning? Kelce comes off the board. We've been starting to boost up our Eckler exposure a little bit. Should we? It looks like Kelce I'm lightest on of all of these first-round picks, I believe. What am I at with Kelce? 4.1%. Kelce and Eckler, I believe, are my two lightest based on percentage. Let's go ahead and take Eckler. I need to start building some more Eckler teams. I believe, what did I start with James on our Saturday night draft? We started Eckler and Jonathan Taylor. And that draft was so funny because I was terrified, right? Like, you know me, I'm always worried about getting buried by the avalanche. It was a very normal room. Normal, actually not normal. It was so aggressively unnormal relative to what I normally do that you had Nick Chubb going in the first round. I think Nick Chubb went at pick 7 in this draft with James, aka Eaglezzz. And then Najee Harris went out the 2-3 turn. It was like, I thought for sure my draft with James, it was going to be, I'm going to draft Najee Harris with James. Like that just felt like destiny. And then of course, the one room, it actually ended up being a wild room. There was a time, I think we were in the 6th round and we passed on JSN. And I was just starting to get convulsions because I was like, JSN's never in the 6th round in my stream drafts. James, would you like to take JSN? We didn't end up taking JSN though. All right. I don't know if I want to do the exact same start as I did last time. Because I have so few Eckler shares, I do think I don't have him paired with a lot of the various wide receivers here at the top. So we'll just play it by ADP. We'll start with an Eckler Olave team here. No other real correlation tiebreakers to worry about. Austin Eckler, Chris Olave. Start here from the 8 hole. And we are off to the races. TM Longacre taking Chubb here at 13. I mean, Eagles did say to me, I thought he was crazy. Eagles like Nick Chubb is going to be a first-round pick by the end of drafting season. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, oh no, what was his take? His take was also that he was going to be ahead of Bijan, which I don't buy that part, but I could totally see Nick Chubb ending up as a first-round pick. People fucking love Nick Chubb, man. How much Nick Chubb am I at? I think, wasn't I at 1% when I did my review? 1.4%. Yeah, man. I'm not going to end up with much Nick Chubb if he's a first-round pick. I'll probably have to force myself to do a little bit, but man, that's a tough click. No summer league for me this year. No, my travel stuff, I have to be like super, super selective with my travel these days with, having a 7-month-old. I'm not going to leave Lauren high and dry with the baby. So I couldn't do an extra Vegas trip this year. I have 3 short trips coming up over the next 6 to 7 weeks though. One of them is going to be an Underdog event that we will hopefully have an announcement about soon. The only things I will tease is it involves the Underdog Cardio Club and an event that I am going to host. So stay tuned for that if you're in the Underdog Cardio Club. Very excited about that. I'm going to be going out to the Fantasy Expo just for a night, though. I'm going to be meeting up with the Fantasy Life crew there, and then we'll be out in Vegas for some drafts after Labor Day weekend. That is my travel schedule. The only things getting me outside of my basement over the next 7 weeks. Also, speaking of Fantasy Life, new website rolled out today. Looks very slick. Check that out if you guys haven't had a chance yet today, fantasylife.com. I also wrote the newsletter today. There were some reports about Javonte Williams. Yesterday, he was at a kids camp that he was hosting with Patrick Surtain, and he was asked about his availability for week 1. He said he was going to run violently. But then they asked him, do you think you're going to start week 1? And he kept saying, it's up to the Broncos. We'll see how the Broncos handle it. So I think that's still an interesting situation. I had written about him in May, and his ADP had dropped a full round since I had wrote about him in May. So Javonte's a really interesting player and a guy I continue to click in that range. We are on the clock here. Wow. What do we want to do? I think I do really, man, I will admit, I'm starting to get, I was never spooked about Dalvin Cook to the Dolphins. I have been legitimately spooked about Dalvin Cook to the to the Jets, because I do think that's now the most logical spot for him. So maybe I should just, while we're in this holding pattern with Dalvin Cook, break ties in favor of Josh Jacobs, who I do not believe the Raiders are going to be in the market for Dalvin Cook. I do prefer Breece Hall to Josh Jacobs, but wanting to protect a little bit here in that if the Jets do sign Dalvin Cook, I fully expect Breece Hall's ADP to drop at least around, if not more than that. And knowing that I will be happily scooping up discounted Breece Hall in that scenario, I think it's smart for me to hit the pause button a little bit here. And yeah, we'll have another classic double anchor RB team here on Best Ball Breakfast as everyone takes the wide receivers. You see Deebo Samuel going at 26. I will admit, if Breece and Josh Jacobs weren't on the board, I was thinking of tossing an olive branch to Jaguar Nation and getting Calvin Ridley, who I have 0% of. Had a good conversation on that show on Friday, my portfolio review show. We had Jonathan and producer Nick and Lou Dog on, and they gave me a good grilling about my Jag stuff. And my big takeaway wasn't that I want to continue full fading Calvin Ridley. It was more, if I'm fading Ridley, I also want to get a little bit more Christian Kirk, because I'm light on Christian Kirk too. And I logically, it didn't fully add up to me. Like if Calvin Ridley fails, I think Christian Kirk is probably a decent beneficiary or kind of continues what he did last year. And so if I'm making that stand on Ridley, I do want to make sure I have some Christian Kirk, but I'm also not going to end up with 0% Calvin Ridley. It's not going to be a bit like David Montgomery 0% was, or 0% Adam Thielen was. So trust me, I know there's a big Jags contingent out there. I will make sure to get some of that boosted. All right, so we have 4-5 here. Christian Watson. I love how Christian Watson falling 2 spots past ADP in one of my stream drafts feels like some huge anomaly. But yeah, we will go ahead and grab Christian Watson. Got a double anchor build, Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, and 2 second-year wide receivers, Chris Olave and Christian Watson to start. Yeah, I mean, and you can look at my, and this was one of the things, Beastburst saying so much for 0RB. You can look at my construction frequency in that blog post I did, the newsletter post, and I have more anchor RB and double anchor RB. But I also posited that I'm going to be doing way more 0RB down the stretch, partly because we are going to start to have more 0 running back targets forming in the late rounds. Right now, you know, I like my Bears guys. I like my Dolphins guys. I like the kind of Ty Chandler. But we're going to start to get more clarity on these backfields. We're going to get a running back 2 in Dallas. We're going to get a running back 2 in Cincinnati. You know, once these are solidified, or at least the market thinks it's solidified, we're going to see some big risers, and it is going to unlock, I think, more 0RB builds. The real dynamic, though, is going to be like, will Ramondre, Josh Jacobs, Breece Hall, will these guys continue to be mid to late 3rd round picks in my stream drafts, right? Because I do fully expect some of these guys to continue to inch up, similar to the Nick Chubb thesis. But my rooms continue to do things like take Deebo Samuel here early, take Amari Cooper over these running backs. So it'll be a really interesting thing. I might just have to use other draft rooms to kind of get those 0RB builds, because the 0RB builds are extremely hard to pull off in my rooms the way you piss boys aggressively draft these guys. J Mike shouting out Easy for his drafting tool. That was the draft. Was that a week ago? Yeah, I think that was a week ago on the 3rd. Easy draft with us. Check out that link. It's the one with me and Uncle Sam outfit. And I have linked to Easy's correlation tool. Very fun tool for drafting teams and quantifying how important correlation is. I think you guys will dig that if you haven't played around with that yet. Yes, the Underdog Cardio Club merch is a different tank this year. I promise you that. The old tank had the Phoenix, Arizona skull imagery on it. This one will have the new theme for Las Vegas. I am on the clock here. Let's see. what do I want to do? Do we want to build out another kind of Herbert thing? Are we worried about getting buried? I don't know if I want to do without Keenan or that. I think I'm just going to stay on my bullshit with Jackson Smith and Jigba here. I've taken him in the 4th round in these drafts. One of my takeaways from my exposure stuff, and I know it's such a controversial thing because it's interesting that the analyst echo chamber is so resoundingly loud of like, who are these idiots taking JSN over Tyler Lockett? And I mentioned in my post how funny it is for me. And the fact that I have so much Tyler Lockett, I have 19% Tyler Lockett and I like JSN more. And that was another one of those instances of you're doing your portfolio review and you're like, how do I have more of the wide receiver I like less than his teammate? So review your portfolio. You'll learn about interesting things that you have not considered yet. But my story is that I do like both of those guys. I just would like to have at least even JSN and Lockett. And it kind of goes back to what I was talking about with the way I was handling the Jags, right? Like I'm fading Metcalf, relatively speaking here, 4.1%. And the way I am acting on that fade is I'm still very in on the Seahawks, like Kenneth Walker a lot, and I like Lockett and JSN. So at least I'm specifically leveraging that fade in an intentional way, whereas I wasn't really leveraging my Jags fade in a smart way. I was kind of blanket just saying all of these guys are priced at the higher end of their range of outcomes, and so I'm going to take none of them. But the more I think about it, the more I think that's bad, and I will be boosting my Christian Kirk exposure. The other thing that I didn't get is I think I got sniped on one show where I tried to set up the Lockett and JSN double stack, which is another quirk when you're reviewing like your combinatorial pairings. That's redundant, right? That's like saying automated teller machine combinatorial pairings. Just one of those bullshit phrases we say to think we sound smart, but then you realize you just said the same thing. All right. Anyways, I was going to say I could take Tyler Lockett and JSN because I don't have those guys paired together yet, but that does not happen. I will scoop the Justin Herbert slide now. I don't think there's any reason for me to pass on Herbert with Austin Eckler at this discount. Been also wanting to get more Herbert teams. People getting very excited about Kellen Moore in this offense, which I certainly get. I am very prone to get buried by an avalanche here, taking my multiple detours away from the wide receiver position. Could have done my usual clicks of Mike Evans, who I have 16.4% of. I could have reached for Dotson, but let's scoop up the value here. We do have some backdoor stacking options with Herbert as well. This was the exact same pairing I did with Hilo the other day. I'm just checking that draft. This was last Wednesday with Hilo. We did, Herbert and Eckler together. I do like that pairing. And I do really like the quarterback running back pairings on elite offenses. So we'll see what we can cook up with Herbert here. Yosh says, Herbert and Lamar, my favorite QB picks, feel affordable for elites in this landscape. Yeah, it's interesting because I'm light on both Lamar and Herbert. And basically because I've been doing more of the, the mid-tier QBs, and obviously the late QBs have lots of Howell, lots of Pickett. I do the Tua and the, Aaron Rodgers, Dak, that kind of stuff, a decent amount. And I want to be at least even with the field on guys like Lamar and Herbert. It is, again, just a product of my draft rooms, right? I legitimately get spooked. I get spooked about taking these detours for quarterbacks, even though I do think they represent some nice arbitrage value on the, second and third round QB prices. You can see that draft, the infamous draft with Karain last week, where we ended up taking fucking Michael Thomas and Odell and Zeke. It like all trickled down from that Lamar pick. Like it got so gross after that detour. And I think Lamar is a good pick when he falls into the fourth round. And yet it is this song and dance with getting buried at wide receiver. So that's the reason I think I've been light on those guys. And I'm just going to kind of always use value as the tiebreaker to push me to those picks. I passed on Herbert there in the 5th round. All right, now he falls all the way back. I have a stack. I have a bet on these guys. Might as well flesh it out. I do lose Quentin Johnston here, which is a bummer, but it is what it is. Elijah Moore goes. I'm not going to risk one of these Ravens wide receivers coming back. I've been saying that I'm going to keep taking Zay Flowers ahead of Bateman until we get a little bit more confirmation about Bateman's return timeline. My thought about playing that is I feel like right now, Zay Flowers, his ADP is the one that's likely to get more expensive. The rookie crushing at training camp, Rashad Bateman not out there as much. Whereas I do think we could get cheaper Bateman. If Bateman's not out there right away at training camp, if they're easing him back in, coming off this Liz Frank, I do think we could see Rashad Bateman fall around. So even though I think all things being equal, if they were both 100% healthy and you told me I was going to get 17 games from both of them, I do think I'd take Bateman. I do just kind of want to play the ADP market game with them right now. And I will keep taking Flowers ahead of him for now as we wait for more news there. Who is your favorite Washington running back to draft at ADP? I'm pretty sure I'm taking both at a pretty even clip. Brian Robinson, 11%. Gibson, 12.3%. So it looks like I slightly prefer Gibson, which makes sense. I took Antonio Gibson in my Bulldog draft as well. I like both of them. I know it's like not a fun answer for these idiot streamers who don't have player takes, but there are so many backfields where I like both running backs at cost. Love Samaje Perine and Javonte Williams. I love Kenneth Walker and Charbonnet. I love Rashad Penny and DeAndre Swift. I love Brian Robinson and Antonio Gibson. I love the Dolphins backfield. I love the Bears backfield. In the common theme, right, is ambiguity, fear of committee situations, market shrugging their shoulders, and thus you're getting discounts on both. And I realize if you're doing one draft, yeah, go take the guy you fucking like more. But across the full portfolio, knowing that one of those guys in those ambiguous backfields is likely to really smash their ADP. What do we want to do here? Nothing at quarterback. We could continue on my James, Connor, Dalvin. You know what? Let's do Rashad White. He's a guy I'm ambivalent on, but I do have correlation with Olave in week 17. I could have taken James Conner as well. I prefer to have some kind of correlation with James Conner. If I'm tacking him on. And I also just don't like the James Conner profile as much. And I guess you could say this for Rashad White. So what the fuck am I saying? But I prefer those guys in 0 RB builds, right? Where the selling point on James Conner and Rashad White is like early season touches. And if they're your first running back in a 0 RB build, get some of that production, make sure your teams don't sink completely out of the gate. I prefer to have like higher upside swings when I have a double anchor RB start. But I was just staring at my massive James Cook bags and decided to mix it up there. The correlation with Olave was a nice little tiebreaker there. We might have to get Richie here on this next pick. We'll see. So for the audio listeners, the team through 8 rounds, Justin Herbert at quarterback, Austin Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Rashad White at running back, our wide receivers, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, JSN, and Zay Flowers. I've pumped the brakes on Sutton. He used to look attractive to me in this tier. What was my percentage on Sutton? 11%. Yeah, I don't want to be overweight on Sutton. So I'm taking my foot off the gas on him. I do think it's interesting. I was listening to the ETR Man vs. Machine podcast, and Leone was making the kind of counterpoint of not necessarily that we should be so enthused about Cortland Sutton, but just that the gap between Sutton and Judy's ADP is pretty interesting, considering we were drafting Sutton 2 rounds ahead of Judy last year. And now we are just immensely confident with a new coaching staff coming in that Judy is that much of a better pick. And I think we all agree Judy's a better pick. The market has firmly decided that, but should it be a 6-round gap in difference? So now I'm, playing the other side of the argument. However, there are still a lot of concerns I have about Sutton, and I'm already at 11%. He's a guy I want to chill out on, come in at like 7 to 8%. I feel like a lot of my early Sutton picks were just, hey, I'm in this wide receiver purgatory here after the 2 Ravens wide receivers come off the board. I don't know what to fucking click. Give me Cortland Sutton. But that always felt like an ambivalent click as opposed to a guy I was actually excited about drafting. Yeah, White is younger than Connor, though. You can make arguments for both things. Like, James Conner has been much better throughout his career than Rachaad White was last year. I mean, Rachaad White was bad, and he's a projectable volume play. So I think that is not that different when you balance it out. Chipsy wanted me to take Evan Ingram. What if I just wait around, Chipsy, and take him here past ADP? There you go, bud. Come on down, Evan Ingram. Don't draft a lot of Evan Ingram, but again, in this range, I often am taking a Pat Philhelmuth or a David Njoku. Ingram normally not available at 104, so we'll use this chance to get him. Of course, I have to laugh about JGFC taking Romeo Doubs here at pick 105. This guy JGFC, man, he reads one Sean Siegel article about Romeo Doubs. I blame Sean for this. Sean comps Romeo Doubs to this year's Devonta Smith, and now JGFC takes him 20 picks ahead of ADP in every one of my drafts. Like, this is truly hell. It's truly hell. But I guess you have to do this when JGFC only has 2 wide receivers in the first 100 picks. I will give credit to JGFC. Dude gets weird in these rooms. Look at this build. Bijan, Breece Hall, David Montgomery, that's fine. Waddle, London, Dobbs. Triple bully tight end. What are we doing, JGFC? George Kittle, Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller. He's a madman. This is why, actually, that wouldn't make sense. I was going to say, is this why I got Evan Ingram? I would have thought you starved the beast at tight end, and then they were all falling off the shelves. But you're the only one drafting tight ends today, JGFC. No one else wants to draft tight ends. All right, let's recap our team here through 9 rounds, about to pick in the 10th. Justin Herbert at quarterback, Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Rachaad White at running back, wide receivers, Chris Olave, Christian Watson, JSN, Zay Flowers, Evan Ingram. Got to love this hellscape where Odell Beckham is the top wide receiver available. No tight ends that we are going to take. No QBs, I think, that I want to take here. Dak, Kirk, Daniel Jones. Looks like we're taking a running back. Looks like we are taking a running back. Yeah, JGFC, do the quadruple bully tight end. Take Chigakonkwo here. What does this bully tight end room need, JGFC? It needs Chigakonkwo. You know what? Tough love from Jamie Robbins. Don't like that wide receiver squad there, Pete. Tell me about it, Jamie. Tell me about it. I hate all my wide receiver rooms. So this is going back to where I didn't love the Rachaad White pick. The kind of picks I do want to make in these rooms where I have the double anchor running back is the huge swing for the fences. Like Eckler and Jacobs, if this team succeeds, are going to be scoring for my team most weeks. Who are the type of running backs that can crack this starting lineup? I need home run hitters, guys with wide ranges of outcomes. So the Javonte Williams type and Rashad Penny, who I continue to like here. And I think we could potentially go a hyper fragile build here with just 4 running backs. My guess is value will push me to a 5th running back. But yeah, we're going to have to catch up at wide receiver, which is now something you can put on my tombstone. Here lies Peter Overzet trying to catch up at wide receiver in an avalanche room. Calling City or Ceiling City, my bad. Ceiling City, that's right. The second I took Rashad Penny, Ceiling City became a YouTube member. That's poetic, serendipitous. We got 410 people watching. We are less than 800 subs away from hitting our 15K subscriber goal. If you're new here on the channel, 1, if you're not subscribed, make sure you're subscribed. 2, after every stream, if you leave a comment on one of my draft videos, you will get entered into a contest for a $1,500 giveaway. When we hit 15K subs, I'm going to give $500 to 3 commenters. Every draft stream that you leave a comment on will get you an additional entry. So I should have counted how many draft streams I'm up to now. I do have a playlist available on my YouTube channel. You can go back, watch the old ones, catch up on the comments. It's always fun. Like every couple days, there's one of you who will go back to the beginning and start commenting on those videos. Each one of those will get you an entry. So the more comments you leave, the better chance you have at winning one of those $500 prizes. And the more of you that subscribe, the quicker we get to do the giveaway. So if for some reason you're still hanging around, watching, and not subscribed, get subscribed. Start giving out dollar bills. And if we hit that 15K subs before Best Ball Summer closes, we'll do a stretch goal. We'll see if we could get like a 16K, 17K stretch goal. So get the likes, get the comments, get the subscribes going, and we can be done with this first giveaway and get you guys a bankroll booster here in the BBM streets. Ceiling City is King Cap. King Cap, the regular season winner in our presence. I see he's been doing the podcast rounds. Good luck trying to book this guy, King Cap, to do a podcast. I interviewed him for my video I did on the Deposit Kingdom channel, The Anatomy of a $1 Million Lineup. This guy's like in a sweat lodge in Arizona doing peyote or something. God, this board is gross. Hot damn. Let's just reach for a wide receiver here. Do we do the all wide receiver team? This feels like a Jonathan Mingo correlated with Evan Ingram. That's what this feels like, right? We'll capitulate. We'll capitulate to the wide receiver avalanche. I did get buried by an avalanche. Should we play it? Should we roll the clip? Sure. Young Beastie, how do you feel about the players who haven't signed the franchise tags, Ingram, Jacobs, and Barkley? So my thing on that is I don't think it is going to result in any of them not playing regular season games this year. However, I think the thing to consider is, are you going to get cheaper prices on those guys throughout draft season if that stuff lingers? You know, if you start to hear Barkley, Barkley's camp says, hey, we're going to threaten a holdout. The market, whether right or wrong, will process that information by not selecting him where they had been selecting him. So you could get Barkley to slide 3 to 4 picks. You could get Jacobs to slide 3 to 4. So that's the only thing. And it's kind of the similar thing of why I took Jacobs over Breece Hall. Although if you're saying there, he might threaten a holdout, maybe that there's kind of ADP slide risks with both of those guys. But I do think that is one of the edges to being on top of the news cycle and kind of envisioning these things before they happen, is you can kind of pick your spots for where to get exposures to these guys and say, hey, I'm not going to take Breece Hall now because if they sign Dalvin Cook, I know I'm going to get much cheaper Breece Hall. And we always want to get the best possible price we can. Wow. I don't think, can I afford to take more? Should we just do the all rookie wide receiver team? Just rip it in, spray and pray rookies. Oh, this is gross. There were no, I guess I could do, I can wait on quarterback. Let's do the all rookie wide receiver team. Pete, this isn't a weekly winners draft. Pete, you're going to have 4 combined targets on your past 4 wide receiver picks through 5 weeks. Yeah, probably. It is what it is, folks. It is what it is. Overdrafting all these underwhelming rookie prospects. Fuck me. Let's get this is what we need. We need redemption coffee pour. That feels good. That feels good. All right, what? Hodge is tilting. Okay, first of all, Hodge, few things. Really taking my Rashee Rice 10 picks ahead of ADP. What the fuck, dude? Multiple things here, Ryan Hodge. One, when you take Patrick Mahomes, there's a Chiefs wide receiver every other round. So you have plenty of chances to take Chiefs wide receivers. Number 2, wide receiver ADP This is where I go full David Kitchen. In these stream drafts, wide receiver ADP does not exist. The second you got JGFC taking Romeo Dobbs in the top 100, we throw all ADP out the window. I took JSN 8 picks ahead of ADP, Flowers 10 picks ahead of ADP, Mingo 12 picks ahead of ADP, Rashee Rice 9 picks past ADP. Deal with it. I like Chris's optimism here. That's why you do 2 drafts, redemption just around the corner. That's not really how this works. It's the same assholes in this draft right around the corner. The same avalanche. I did this to myself, though. I fully did it to myself. I could have taken Calvin Ridley or Keenan Allen. That's what I should have just fucking taken Keenan Allen instead of Josh Jacobs. Then I could have gotten my double stack with Herbert. I didn't have to worry about getting buried. Didn't have to worry about getting sniped on Quentin Johnson. I should have just taken Keenan Allen instead of Josh Jacobs. Easy game. And yet, I'm an idiot. I'm an idiot. Look at all this positivity. Pete, this is your worst team. This is where I genuinely start to get excited about the teams that the chat hates because I'm like, wait, this is actually probably a good team. It's when everyone resoundingly is like, great team, Pete. It's like, yeah, because this looks like all of the teams you sheep draft every single day. This, I think, is a good team. I think this is a good team now. I've now gotten 2 people saying this is my worst team. All right, let's take Derek Carr to stack up with Olave here. Yeah, GA knows. Real ones who have actually watched all of my streams like GA knows this is by far not my worst team. Go watch the draft with Pat Kerrane from 2 Wednesdays ago. Go watch that draft and then come back to me. Damn it, Copper. Yeah, we're going to get more and more grouchy as these rooms go on. Pete turning heel to calling the people sheep. Go full villain mode this AM. We need it. One more cup of coffee and I could go full heel. All right, let's recap the team through 13 rounds. We got Justin Herbert and Austin Eckler stacked up. We got Derek Carr and Chris Olave stacked up. The rest of our running backs with Eckler is Jacobs, Rashad White, and Rashad Penny. Double anchor RB, double Rashad. That's a unique strategy. Put that one in the spreadsheet. Double Rashad. Wide receivers, Chris Olave, Christian Watson. Then get out the diapers. JSN, Zay Flowers, Jonathan Mingo, Rashee Rice. Tight end, Evan Ingram, who people forget I did select 6 picks past ADP. Ooh. JGFC, I dare you. Do I? Please punt off this. JGFC, 4 tight ends. I really thought you were going to take Gerald Everett there just to dick around with me. All right, we'll take Gerald Everett to get that double stack with Justin Herbert. Nice, actually, to get the Everett double stack, 8 picks past ADP. JGFC, man, you do some funky shit. The 4 tight end, I mean, I don't even know how to process this, man. Like, you're going to have to explain this one to me. I'm all for getting weird. I can't sign off on Kittle, Kyle Pitts, Darren Waller, and Taysom Hill. I can't sign off on it. The papers came across my desk. There was a lot of bullet items. It was like JGFC, smart dude, good drafter, consumes a lot of content, reads the right stuff. And they're like, can you just rubber stamp this draft? They're like, we just need it for you to just kind of sign that you approve. I can't sign it. Send it back to the House. Send the bill back to the Senate. You guys need to workshop it. You tried to earmark too many things on this JGFC bill. Too much bullshit on this bill. What are you doing, JGFC? What are you doing? JGFC, I really wanted you to commit to the bit. Gerald Everett would have rounded out your tight end room beautifully. I need to go see. Let's go look at the bucket. Let's see if JGFC broke. So we do have the draft capital buckets in here. This is part of the brick draft caddy. So you can see, I have week 16, week 17 matchups, my exposures overlaid, and then the draft capital, which is building off of Mike Leone's Best Ball Manifesto, which helps us kind of look at target buckets based on last year's data. It's just a good way to kind of see how you're devoting your capital here at the position. Let's go see what JGFC's draft capital is at tight end. Well, I thought it would show here if I can get it to refresh. We'll check at the end here. We'll check at the end and see what target. I'm guessing he has blown the buckets out of the water. The tight end buckets do not work anymore because JGFC took them all. All right, what are we going to start doing in this room? I need to focus up. We got Justin Herbert, Derek Carr. I could go, maybe I will go 3 tight end in this build. I mean, this is just like a wasteland at wide receiver. Let's do a 3 tight end build here. I will join JGFC. He took Taysom Hill. I do like the idea of getting Chris Olave double stacked. Rashid Shaheed is long gone. Let's do Juwan Johnson in a 3 tight end build. Ingram, Everett, Juwan. But I am done taking tight ends. You will not catch me taking a 4th tight end today or ever. Never say ever, because sometimes you're on the Swolecast and you get a mission to take 4 tight ends. There you go, Jordan Love. JGFC at least gets to stack up Romeo Dobbs with Jordan Love. Do you know what this team needs now, JGFC? Needs a Luke Musgrave, tight end 5, to get that Jordan Love double stack. That's what this team needs. All right, let's focus up here. Let's focus up. We have 3 more picks. We're at a 2-4-6-3 build. I think what we will do here, man, I can't take a Tim Patrick team again. My Denver bring back. We might just have to raw dog no Denver bring back on this team. I don't know if I mean, my Tim Patrick bags are they're uncalled for. 11%. I think what we're going to do here, well, I don't know what we're going to do yet. I hate this. This is hell. 3 more picks. We're done at tight end. We're done at quarterback. Probably going to take 1 more running back. We'll see what JGFC does here. Nate's calling a shot. Tim Patrick is a league winner this year. Well, in that case, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take Khalil Shakur, week 16 bring back with the Chargers. How does this team get to the Best Ball Mania finals? Justin Herbert throws 4 touchdowns to Austin Eckler and Gerald Everett, and Khalil Shakur catches 2 bombs on the bring back. Boom. We just told ourselves a story. That's a goddamn beautiful story right there. High on Sutton, Mims, Patrick. How much Russ? How much Russ are we at? 12.3%. So a little over the field. We already got we got our double stack for New Orleans with the Rachaad White bring back. We got our Chargers double stack, although no bring back there. Do we have any other mini correlations? Raw Dog and Josh Jacobs, Raw Dog and Rashad Penny, Raw Dog and JSN, Raw Dog and Zay Flowers. We got Jonathan Mingo correlated with Evan Ingram, Raw Dog and Rashi Rice. A lot of Raw Dogging is kind of what I'm hinting at here. A lot of Raw Dogging. So we're probably at this point with a 2-4-7-3 build. We're definitely going to be taking 1 more wide receiver, maybe 2 more, if I can find 2 more wide receivers I like, and potentially 1 more running back. It's either 2 wide receivers or 1 running back and 1 wide receiver. Benjamin says, if I take Hardy and Sherfield, this team can fuck. Is this team old enough to fuck? If it's old enough to fuck, I'd like it to be able to fuck, but I just want to make sure it's mature enough. If it's ready for that kind of stuff. Ooh, thank you, Matt. This is what I need. I need all of my week 15, week 16 Galaxy Brainers in the chat to pump me up when I'm feeling light on my correlations. Hit me with that Rashee Rice, Josh Jacobs week 16 correlation. That's a story. If you can't weave a yarn with your team, what are we even doing here? You guys aren't drafters. You're storytellers. Look at that zoom in for dramatic effect. Damn it. I was going to take Wan'Dale Robinson. I also was going to take Chuba Hubbard. Man. You know what? Screw it. You know what? We actually have some kind of fun options here at wide receiver. And we certainly don't have fun options at running back. Let's do like isn't Josh Palmer just Chargers Zay Jones?
Well, Zay Jones is actually better. He earned targets at a higher rate and exhibited a ceiling.
Okay, fine. Yes, Zay Jones is better. But I'm just going to correlate. All right. All I wanted to do was correlate. I just wanted to feel something in my bones. I know Josh Palmer sucks. I never take him. I hate Josh Palmer. I have 2.7%. But sometimes you just want to keep correlating. Okay. I got correlation FOMO. No. Richie James stack with Rice. Puka week 16 versus New Orleans. You guys want, I mean, Pat Kerrane has gotten to you guys with this Woods stuff. I think we are just going to grab another wide receiver. We could do Terrace Marshall and go double Carolina. We could do Josh Downs, bring back with Josh Jacobs. We could do Richie James double Chiefs wide receiver. Which one is it going to be? I'll let the chat decide. Vote now. Vote now. Terrace Marshall, Josh Downs, or Richie James, or Justin Ross. All right, Terrace Marshall goes. Terrace Marshall is no longer available. Vote Josh Downs, Richie James, or Justin Ross. Vote. Pierre Garçon. Marshall's gone. Richie James down. We got two Richie James. James, Downs, Richie. Looks like we're getting lots of Richie. Ooh, Downs coming in hot. I can't process all these votes. I think it was Richie James, if I'm being fair to the chat. I think it's Richie James. All right, you guys chose Richie James. You guys notice this little trick I do? If I don't love my team, I'll have the chat crowdsource the last pick, because then I can offload blame to the team, to the chat. You guys are now personally responsible for this team. This isn't all on me. Not only do you guys not get any equity on this team, it's a negative free roll for you. Literally no upside for you guys if this team is good. But if it's bad, I'm going to go back. We're going to watch the tape. And we're going to say the chat wanted Richie James. We're going to have Justin Ross Josh Downs is going to be a league winner this year. Josh Downs is going to be our generation's Amon-Ra St. Brown. And we're going to come back here and we're going to say the chat really fumbled the bag on that one. Can't trust the chat for shit. Nope. Do we get the winnings, Brandon? No, you don't. Negative free roll. Negative free roll. Brett, welcome to YouTube membership land. I do have an FAQ in the Deposit Kingdom Discord on how to sync your YouTube and Discord accounts to unlock the Best Ball Breakfast channel, where I will tip off when I hop in my second Best Ball Mania draft here in a second. Maybe next time I should do an actual poll. That way I can see the rankings as opposed to just having the chat spammed and me trying to process a bunch of Downs, James, like I'm fucking Rain Man or something. All right, let's go recap this team. Draft number 79 in the books. Didn't feel good. Didn't have fun, but we did it. And that's all that matters. All that matters is showing up. No one said this was supposed to be fun. No one said Best Ball content was supposed to be fun. You need to adapt the Davis Maddock mindset, where you put on your hard hat, you get in the Best Ball content minds, the Best Ball drafting minds, and you chip away, just praying that you find a little golden nugget to help you chase Kerrane. It's not supposed to be fun. We're all supposed to be miserable doing this. Sometimes I do worry that the chasing Kerrane stuff is legitimately fucked up Davis. I mean, so like I thought it was a bit, but then sometimes I see Davis's tweets out there and I'm like, he actually is making it his life's mission to chase Kerrane. All right, BBB 2493. That's kind of a fun build. Honestly, 2493 is kind of fun. You got to give me that. You got to give me that. It's unique. It's unique at least. Why can't I spell today? LAC New Orleans. All right, we're going to recap this for the audio listeners. Why that didn't save? Man, that's the underdog gods after me saying that this isn't fun. Man, I'm really struggling today with my typing. BBB 2493. I'm so anal with my formatting on here that it's nice when it's all pretty. All right, here's the team. Justin Herbert and Derek Carr at quarterback. Good quarterback room. We got a 4 running back build. Haven't done a lot of these. I think you could argue it's a little thin, but Eckler, Josh Jacobs, Rashad White, Rashad Penny. I'm down to go to battle with those 4. Wide receiver, we did get to 9. Chris Olave, Christian Watson, JSN, Zay Flowers, Jonathan Mingo, Rashee Rice, Khalil Shakur, Joshua Palmer, Richie James. What do they say? Quantity, not quality. And then tight ends, 3 tight end build, Evan Ingram, value hound, Gerald Everett, correlation and value hound, Jawan Johnson, correlation and value hound. I know you guys hate this team. I honestly don't mind it. I really don't mind it. It's fine. It's another team. What did Hilo say when we finished our draft last week? It's another team. Throw it on the portfolio pile. Chris calling me out for spilled coffee, bad typing, and taking a nap. I know. We're having a rough show. We're having a rough show. Sometimes it happens, guys. Sometimes you have a rough show. It is what it is. Purple Yosh wearing his value hound tank under the work shirt. That's what I like to hear. I got some new merch coming. It's actually already in the store. Maybe if you want to poke around and find it. I think we will debut it on Ship Chasing here soon. We have 444 people watching. We are, for those of you who are new around here, we do 2 Best Ball Mania drafts every Monday, back to back. On Tuesdays, I draft 2 Best Ball Mania teams back to back at 10 a.m. with Chris Spags on Splash Play. And then on Wednesdays, I draft 2 Best Ball Mania teams back to back. The first with the aforementioned Pat Kerrane, the Best Ball Mania 3 champ, and then RotoViz's Sean Siegel. 6 drafts there, and then I also sprinkle in some other drafts various places, sometimes on the Swolecast, sometimes on Fantasy Life, sometimes on Ship Chasing, sometimes on Best Ball After Dark, but I make it easy for you. I keep it all in the playlist down below on the YouTube channel. You can go back, find them all. This is actually a good question. Am I still winning the Dinger? We should go see. Let's look here. So I drafted 1 baseball team this year. Let me go back and find it here. Where am I? Why can't I find my baseball thing? Oh, it's under live. Duh. I never go here, so I always forget. Yes. Am I winning? I'm in first place in my Dinger. So I drafted 1 Dinger team with the Badge Bros on February 23rd. Look at this, baby. Look at that. Ooh, Chipsy in 11th place. Tough scene. Look at all these sheep. Dark sheep. Guy knows nothing about baseball. No Bo Sox. Knows nothing about baseball. Look at all these fish. Look at all these fish just eating my dirt. Who's my team? I know all of these players. Blake Snell, what a pick. Lance Lynn, just delivering absolute heat on the mound. Joe Ryan, I mean, the range that this guy's throwing, the fact that he goes from the splitter to the knuckleball so seamlessly, Joe Ryan, completely undervalued. Look at this 0 pitcher room, just ping-ponging production. Alex Cobb has been just a sneaky beast on the mound this year. Let's check out our infield. Look at Rafael Devers, dude. A lot of people called me a homer for taking Devers. It's like, here you go, Pete. with one of your Boston picks. I'm like, no, man, Devers is the truth. Devers is hitting dingers, dude. He's slapping it around the yard. If the green monster wasn't as tall as it is, he'd probably have 2 more home runs. And now let's go to my outfield. Ronald Acuna Jr., stone cold league winner. This guy is seeing the ball like it's a beach ball, dude. It looks like a beach ball every time it's coming down the pike. Just seeing it so well. Corbin Carroll. A lot of people got bad closing line value on Corbin Carroll. Is this how you alienate a new? It's like, hey, we got everyone here. All the new people are finally excited to watch best ball content. Let's dive into fantasy football season. And Pete spends 10 minutes reviewing his dinger team that he knows nothing about. What? Hang on. Actually, genuine question here. Wasn't Bryce Harper like this super controversial pick where they were like, you're either going to get a league winner or you're going to get nothing from him? He has 374 points. That feels like somewhere in the middle. What's going on with Bryce Harper? Did I smash that? Did I smash that pick? If I win the dinger, how much is that the dinger? 100,000. God, if I won the dinger with a single bullet, I need it. If I win the dinger, I will clear my bio out on Twitter of every other thing. You know, I promote Fantasy Life, Underdog, my streams, whatever. It'll just say dinger motherfucking champ. There'll be no one on Twitter to read it. Everyone will be on Threads. I'll be the only person on Twitter. It'll say dinger motherfucking champ. Apologies to the kids. Apologies to the kids here. Yeah, tell me what's going on with Harper. Harper came back from injury earlier than expected. It's almost like some of us had faith all along, right? It's like we all had faith that Bryce Harper was a massive, massive value. That's what I need Javonte Williams to be, the Bryce Harper of the NFL streets. I need that. If Javonte Williams can do that, I will be in good shape. I'll be in good shape. Newmy, little baseball for you, buddy. One of the badge bros in our press. Do you guys have like some alert in the Discord? Pete's talking baseball. And then all the badge bros scurry over here to watch. All right, let's draft. I just hopped in another one here. God, another 1-8. Can we do something about this? What's up with all these 1-8s? At least JGFC didn't get in this one. I did tip off the Discord. It looks like some of you guys got in here. TM Longacre back-to-back. Chipsy in here trying to challenge JGFC. KZ, Alex Berg, all the usual suspects. Excited to have no fun for the next 50 minutes. This is draft number 80. Draft number 80. Let's go. Quick shout out here to our producers on Best Ball Breakfast. We got Nick and Phil. You guys saw Nick on the portfolio exposure show on Friday, and Phil, both of them have been helping me out producing these shows, helping with randomizer, doing all kinds of good work, along with Lou Dog editing all my videos. Always got to shout out the production team, keeping the machine rolling on. Thank you. Ducks. Okay, ducks are coming. We're going to do coffee and ducks. Thank you. Here it comes, folks. All right, you wanted the ducks. There we go. The ducks, they've been fed. DMH just got in the first draft with me. Can't wait to be in my first Piss Boy draft. I've seen this movie too many times. DMH in 30 minutes will be posting in the chat. I hate this. Why did I do it? This is just hell. It's like, do I do a Travis Kelce build in this room? It's just total hell. I just feel like having a masochistic morning. I just feel like having an awful morning. Let's take Travis Kelce. The Ducks were, it's like the Ducks are supposed to be this calming, soothing force And instead, the second the Ducks came on, I'm just staring at a board that I hate. Yeah, you all get amnesia. Nate says, I get amnesia and forget how painful these piss boy rooms are. Do you know who doesn't get amnesia? This guy. No, I can tell you ahead of time. Need to shake all of you before you hop in these rooms. $5. Pete throws a pizza party if he wins, but only if you like and sub. We'll throw a sub party, sub sandwiches. Pizza party so played out. We're going to throw a sub party for the double entendre there. Sub and subs. Everyone gets a hoagie. I do not have a single... God, I hate this. I don't have a single Mahomes Kelce team. Should we just do it? Let's just do it. Let's just fucking take Patrick Mahomes at 17. Don't go find the best ball tips video where I said you can't take quarterbacks in the second round anymore. Don't go pull that up. Don't go pull up the stuff where I say I don't like the premium stacks. Don't go pull that up. Do as I say, not as I do. I do really think, like, I mean, if Kelce is taking you to the promised land, like in the gauntlet, right? Like Kelce can have an awesome season like he did last year and boost your advance rates. But if you're winning $3 million with Travis Kelce, it's because him and Mahomes are going nuts together. I think I actually like Kelce much less without Mahomes as far as the 3-week tournament gauntlet. Full-on capitulation. I do need to hydrate. Thank you. Thank you, Kersey. Someone finally giving me good information here. That was a gentle pour. Are you concerned about running out of BBM bullets too early? No, absolutely not. August, like, I have had the weeks where we've like drafted a Best Ball Mania team on every show I do, but now, like, you know, last week on ADP Chasing and on Swolecast, we did weekly winners. Sometimes on Best Ball After Dark, I don't draft a team. Right now, I'm banking in like 6 for sure drafts a week. Basically 2 Monday, 2 Tuesday, 2 Wednesday. And then I'm trying to get up to like 8 or 9. But I think if anything, I will fall behind pace before I get ahead of pace. And if we get in that spot, I'll probably just like do a Monday where I rip like 4 drafts in a row or something. Like it's all going to be fine, guys. Don't worry about the pacing. I got it all under control. Do I have these draft rooms under control? No. But if there's one thing I can do, it's pace my drafts accordingly. This is just going to be the all gross team. Here we go, folks. Here you go. You wanted a Calvin Ridley share? I'm going to give it to you. This is the all gross team, the all Pete does what he's never done before team. First Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. First Calvin Ridley. There you go, slappies. Jags, slappies. Everyone clap. All the Jags, slappies, clap. Are you happy? Are you happy? You're sick, Tyler. I'm not even reading this comment out loud for the audio listeners. Not even reading it out loud. Let's see how many subs we're at. I just lost a sub. I refreshed it and I lost a sub. I think we've added 8 subs since this stream started. That feels light. Like my premium stack exposure, that feels light. If you're watching, I just want to be done with this 15K giveaway. I really do. So I can stop saying it. so I can stop pleading for subscribers like a busker on the street, where I'm constantly like playing sad acoustic songs and then kind of like staring at my empty guitar case that has 3 $1 bills in it as people walk by quickly, talking on their wireless Apple earbuds, ignoring me as I sing acoustic songs. Got buried by a wide receiver avalanche. I would make no money as a busker. Actually, maybe I would. People would pay me to stop singing. I did it for you, Jonathan. A Ridley share. I did it for you. Neil asking the tough questions. How do you pull comments from all the videos? Because I'm sure having to get them from could be a blast. Because let's just say I've already had a conversation with my friend, Mr. GPT, last name GPT, first name Chat, and it might involve scraping data, and I might need to tap into one of you data bros to help me. I know the instructions on how to do it, but I might need someone who knows how to do Python to do it. All right, let's take Drake London. The team through 4 rounds: Patrick Mahomes, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Travis Kelce. Pure alpha play Pete's. Pete, if you brought the flock on, I plan to reach out to Mason to do a best ball after dark or a best ball stream. Flock absolutely crushes. I could learn a few things from him about how to grow a YouTube channel. I remember looking at the Flock's channel, I think it was like a couple years ago. And I want to say he was like just doing dynasty content and he had like 15,000 subs, which I'd give my right nut for. And then I blinked. Dude started streaming best ball drafts and I go and look and he's over 100K subs. And he probably doesn't have to beg the chat to subscribe like I do either. His audience just naturally wants to subscribe. I have to force people into it. I have to say, we're not having fun around here. You're going to hate every second of it. You want to get in my drafts and you're going to be miserable. But if you don't mind, please subscribe. Doesn't it sound like a great time over here? This is definitely the part in the show where I've had too much coffee. I'm cranky, I'm agitated, and I'm having like a vague mental breakdown. But the views are going up. 461 people watching live. Smash the subscribe button. Everyone gets a hoagie when I win Best Ball Mania 3. Now get out of here. Joshua Ritzer says sniffs of a CEH team. You won't catch me sniffing that anywhere. Ooh, I don't like the smell of that. Ooh. 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 I'll select Generic Prince before I take him. Ooh. Ooh. I just smelled that CEH that you wanted me to get a whiff of and not liking it. Tyler, I'm gonna gatekeep some of Tyler's comments for the viewers themselves. I like to service the audio listeners. In fact, I'm about to service you. I do pull up comments throughout the stream. A lot of times I read them, but I'm gonna start creating like the video paywall equivalent for Tyler's comments. You have to be watching the stream to see the things Tyler is saying. Don't say that, Mike. Don't encourage me. First time watching a full draft on here. Awesome stuff. It's not awesome. We all hate everything that's going on right now. I'm about to be on the clock in the 5th round. I'm staying on target. I'm staying on target. Should we do some Marquise Brown? Let's do some Marquise Brown for the kids. Let's do some Marquise Brown for the kids. The theme of this draft is me taking players I don't normally take. Let's do a quick exposure check on the guys I've selected. Kelce, 4%. Mahomes, 4%. Combined, 0% together. Ridley, 0% before this share. Drake London. What am I at with London? Up to 5.5%. Marquise Brown. What was I? Marquise Brown, 5.5%. I have not drafted a guy that I have more than 5.5% of. These idiot streamers don't have player takes. They're just out here trying to smooth out their exposures. I've never considered this. James Young says, just take the best player available. It's never dawned on me. I have this big, beautiful brain that I like to galaxy brain with. It's against my religion to take the best player available. Smooth braids, smooth exposures. that slogan should go right alongside David. Or I think it was Doom right here. What was it? Doom said on the Swolecast, live a little, lose a lot. I need to write these down. I need to, because I do got to make my best ball video for this year. Live a little, lose a lot, smooth brain, smooth exposures. Thank you guys for helping me ghostwrite this year's Best Ball Bros videos. Vinny says, I mean this in the nicest way as possible, but I hope this team for you and me finishes in dead last. Sounds great, man. Sounds like a great time. Don't make me take Tyler Lockett. Line of scrimmage, take Tyler Lockett. I'm not taking any more Tyler Lockett. Thank you. Thank you. I'm not. Screw Kadarius Toney. Should I get some more Jordan Addison? I've been wanting to get a little bit more Addison. Is there any other correlation stuff I should consider here? We're staying on track with wide receivers. I'll tell you that much. I'll tell you that much. Come on down, Jordan Addison. All right, my first player that I have more than 5.5% of, Jordan Addison. I'm now even, slightly over the field. I will say right now, I was so tempted to go full JGFC and take Kyle Pitts. Just put my giant nuts on the table with Travis Kelce and Kyle Pitts. Took a lot of restraint not to do that. JGFC's an influencer. I see this guy out here taking all the best tight ends, and next thing you know, you almost double click 2 elite tight ends. I like how the chat progressively has meltdowns as I have meltdowns. Tony, take Madison, so gross. I'm telling you what, here's the thing. I don't always take Travis Kelce and Patrick Mahomes, but if I do, I am not getting buried by an avalanche. I will tell you that much. I'm telling you that right now. Can someone confirm when the $15,000 giveaway starts? So the $15,000 giveaway starts with draft number 1. I have a playlist with all of the videos. You can go back. They're in reverse chronological order. Every video where I have drafted a Best Ball Mania team is eligible for the comment giveaway. And it ends when I hit 15,000 subs. When I hit 15,000 subs, we will schedule a stream to celebrate and pull the names. You have until then to get all your entries in. The second this show is over, you'll be able to leave a comment on the stream. Yeah, I know. JGFC want me to go Kelce Pitts. God damn it. These guys keep getting me with this 15K stuff. Is this a ploy? How about this? All right. How about this? If I finish top 5 in Best Ball Mania, the giveaway will retroactively be a $15,000 giveaway. I'm dead serious, and obviously, oh yeah, of course you're dead serious if you win hundreds of thousands of dollars. But we'll do the $1,500 giveaway if I finish top 5. Someone mark this down. Producers, mark this down. Retroactively, we will re-pull up all of the entrants for the 15K sub giveaway for $1,500, and we will re-spin the wheel. 3 people will win $5,000 each. There you go. You got to be subbed, and you got to be part of the initial giveaway. Top 5 finish in Best Ball Mania, Pete's giving away $15K. And subs. $15K in a personalized hoagie sent to your door. Troy Eisenberg, I agree. 439 people watching this and only 188 likes. The math does not work out. All right.
Let's see here. I've been saying I want to get more Dameon Pierce. The theme of this draft is getting players I don't have a lot of. I do not like the wide receivers available here. Dameon Pierce, a full round past ADP. Come on home, Dameon. Come on home. That's it. That's what we're going to... Hoagie Fest. Where should we host Hoagie Fest at? I'm imagining a park. I'm imagining all these little tents. I'm imagining hoagies from across the world. Meatball subs. Prosciutto. Maybe we get it sponsored by Subway. No. Can't go full corporate. No, it's going to be all farm-to-table hoagies. All right, Chipsy wants it in Philadelphia. It's not a bad commute for me. All right, the team for the audio listeners who I will continue to service. You can always get the audio version of these shows on the In a Vacuum podcast feed. Search for it on the podcast app of your choice. The team right now through 7 rounds: Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Dameon Pierce at running back, only 4 wide receivers, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison, tight end, Travis Kelce. No more wide receivers I like. I don't like anything. I hate this. Take a photo of this picture of the board. Rachaad White, Deshaun Watson, James Conner, Dalvin Cook, Tua, Javonte, Michael Thomas, James Cook, Courtland Sutton. Other than Javonte and James Cook, who I take in every godforsaken draft, this portion of the board sucks so much. So much. I hate it. And then Javonte Williams goes, just take... What is the theme of this draft? Someone remind me what the theme of the draft is. Is the theme of the draft taking players I don't normally click? I'm telling you, it's gross as hell, man. It's hella gross. Here we go. The theme of the draft, 2.7% Jameson Williams, who famously plays Jordan Addison in a dome in week 16. The all underweight exposure team. I talked about this at length for about, I don't know, it was like a 15-minute segment on the portfolio review show I did on Friday. Go watch that show. I explained my James Cook love. Sorry, Chipsy. What did we say? We all hate this exercise. We're all miserable. And if I'm able to make you slightly miserable in the process because you guys make me miserable, I'm paying it forward. The team through 8 rounds, we did add on Jameson Williams. We're at a 1-1-5-1 build. Patrick Mahomes, just premium alpha stacked with Kelce, Dameon Pierce, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams. For the people. We did it for the people. Misery loves company. Ain't that the truth? Ain't that the truth? Hey, James, relax. I said the theme of this draft was taking guys I was underexposed to. First of all, Jalen Tolbert, I literally cannot select Tolbert. People who have been watching the streams all offseason will know I made a vow on a previous stream. I don't remember which one it was. Maybe someone can tell me in the chat. That I will only have 1 share of Jalen Tolbert throughout all of draft season. The backstory was I kept getting sniped on a Dak Prescott team, and I asked the chat to sell me on Jalen Tolbert. Someone made a vaguely convincing case, but then I vowed to never select him. I tried to email Underdog support and actually have him removed from my player pool. They said that wasn't technically possible. But I will not ever be selecting Jalen Tolbert again. I have morals. Likewise, I will not be selecting Adam Thielen because I have morals. The problem is I can't, some of this stuff, this is what's going to happen. I'm going to be in a draft with Pat. He's going to be like, oh, Lamar's a good value here. Oh, J.K. Dobbins is a good value here. Oh, Dallas Goedert fell. He's a good value. And then he's going to be like, oh, I guess we have to take Adam Thielen now. And be like, no shit. This is why we shouldn't have taken so many detours. Wow, we're actually seeing running backs go. P. Ryan. That's ahead of ADP for P. Ryan. Patrick Barnes from the one hole was getting shaky about his Kirk Cousins stack with Justin Jefferson. It is kind of a sick spot there if you are setting up the Minnesota thing, because what? Cousins ADP there is ahead, but he doesn't often come back to 120. I wanted Skyy Moore. I wanted it. And I get him. My precious little Sky. Flop lag. We martingale it. 1 year removed. Come on down, Sky. Come on down, Sky. You know what I want to do? I want to play the hype for old time's sake. We're going over to ship chasing real quick. I want to play it. I need it.
Skyy Moore, 2 Ys.
That's the fucking sickest name I've ever seen for a wide receiver in my goddamn life. Sky's up!
Oh, let's go.
We did it. Skyy Moore, come on down. Playing the hits. All right. Skyy Moore. Ooh, that feels good. My first Patrick Mahomes, Skyy Moore, and Travis Kelce team. Partying like it's 2022. Should we select some running backs? I think we should select some running backs. All right. Alvin Kamara often falls in my rooms, so I don't mind pushing him. Let's do Brian Robinson in this build. Look at this. This is a high T room. It is really interesting, again, thinking about the running back market on Underdog to previous years. Where in previous years, and you could apply this to, I think, like the Ramondre and Pollard stuff too, where those guys did what they did. The next year, they would be first-round picks in a normal, well-adjusted best ball landscape. Same thing with Dameon Pierce and Brian Robinson, right? Like you have two rookie running backs who are actually pretty solid on the ground. And normally the market is so excited to buy into second-year running backs that showed any kind of competence in year one. And you're getting Dameon Pierce at pick 80, Brian Robinson at 113. Like these used to be the guys that the market loved. I swear to God, 2 years ago, these guys would have both been 5th round picks. Things change though. We're all trying to find the guys who did this. Oh no. CLN. Where's this comment? I was trying to pull up. Did it get? Oh, here it is. Skyy Moore is 2017 Tyreek Hill. Do I need to look up the box score? What did Tyreek Hill do in 2017? I'm pulling it up right now because I don't know. All right, he had 1,100 yards and 7 TDs. Yes, I would take that for my precious Skyy. 7 TDs, 1,100 yards. I'm running to the bank and cashing that. Dubs as last wide receiver, Berg. Yeah, I did take a little bit of a look at him, but I wanted to start building out my 0 RB room. And I also, because there's a chief wide receiver in every round, and I'm probably just going to rip in a chief stack late with some of these other wide receivers, I decided I liked the running back value here. I'll be curious to see what I end up with at the onesie positions after starting Mahomes and Kelce. Like this is outside I've not drafted a Mahomes Kelce team. I don't even know what to do. It's so exciting. It's so exciting. It's your boy, Paulie Chips. Kind of missed mental breakdown Pete already. It's kind of like they say about the weather in Colorado. If you don't like it, just wait an hour. If you're waiting for me to have a mental breakdown, just wait a few minutes. Another comment from Tyler that I will gatekeep for the viewers and not share for the audio listeners. All right, Dale really raining on my parade. Both these RBs are not pass catchers on dog poo teams that are going to be forced to pass and also face competition. Well, when you put it that way, what am I doing? Should have thought that through. All right, our team through 10 rounds. Patrick Mahomes at quarterback, Dameon Pierce and Brian Robinson at running back, wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams, Skyy Moore. This is the portfolio hedge team. If this team does well, it means I'm having a rough year. All right. We are going to take a running back. I might have to end this bit. I'm not selecting Jamal Williams or Jarek. You guys probably want me to select Jerick McKinnon, huh? You're sick, though. You're really sick. Taking Khalil Herbert. Or should I take Eli Mitchell with nothing like, let's do Herbert. I'm not really buying Khalil Herbert, Brian Robinson, week 17 correlation. What's that story? All three, both teams starting and backup quarterbacks get hurt. And Christian McCaffrey gets hurt. And Brian Robinson and Eli Mitchell each get 25 plus carries in a game where the clock just bleeds. I tried to tell myself a story, but I couldn't. Pete's having a rough year on Underdog. It's going to be really funny to see when next year rolls around. And I will have amnesia to the point where it'll be like, I wonder if I should stream all of my drafts again. That wasn't that bad. Then I'll need to show myself this clip. And be like, Peter, don't do it. To future Peter, do not stream all of your drafts next year. You're going to think it's a good idea. Someone timestamp this clip for me. Dear future Peter, whatever you do, do not stream all your drafts next year. In your head, you'll say, hey, it's a content play. It'll be good for the channel. You'll get really diversified exposures. No, it's not true. You were miserable. You were miserable the whole time. Do all of the drafts in the darkness of your own room, on your phone, huddled underneath the covers, safe from all the piss boys. God, don't make me take Jerick McKinnon. Don't make me take Jerick McKinnon. Don't. No. Take him line of scrimmage. Yes. Thank you. I get to take Kendre Miller instead. Oh, that was so close. I was going to select Jerick McKinnon. Hand over heart. I was going to select Jerick McKinnon. Thank you. Welcome, Zach. New YouTube member. Thank you. It is Charlie in the chat, line of scrimmage, aka Target Hog. Uh-oh, where's the guy that said this team sniffs of CEH? Hey, Anthony. I wanted to take McKinnon, man. But sometimes things are out of my control. And I can't handle what these other crazy drafters do sometimes. Sometimes I just got to take one of my favorite running backs in the pool, Kendre Miller. I tried to get out of my comfort zone, guys. The room just wouldn't let me. Bonesaw just canceled a work meeting to watch the rest of this stream. Oh man, I got pressure. This is pressure. I got to deliver for Bonesaw. If he has regrets about canceling this meeting because I'm not performing, all right, Bonesaw, let's first get you a coffee pour. You deserve a coffee pour here. Immediately following this show at noon Eastern, the fellas over at ADP Chasing are going to have a special guest, Matt Harmon. Reception Perceptions Matt Harmon is going to be on. They're going to get their hands in the dirt. And I got a sneak peek. Sam made some very cool charts looking at some of the metrics and things that Harmon does to evaluate success for wide receivers, and then mapping that onto ADP as an exercise for perhaps finding some undervalued traits in receivers relative to this efficient underdog wide receiver ADP. So join Sam Sherman, Patty Cranes, and Davis Maddox. I don't know why I started to do the man's naming for them, Davis Maddox, with Matt Harmon on ADP chasing immediately following this show. Anthony's jacked up for ADP chasing. Jacob talking to me from the future. Hey man, from the future here. I can't believe this is the team that won $3 million. Who would have thought that Kendre Miller was the guy you needed the whole time? I'll tell you who would have thought it. This guy who has 16%. 16% Kendre Miller. Double the field. Double the field. Tyler has been ignoring a meeting. Hang on, I'm on the clock. What's going on here? Man, I was just planning to take Desmond Ridder in the last round to stack up with Drake London, and I guess I still can. But if you're going to give me Jared Goff, 25 picks after ADP correlated not only with Jamison Williams, but also with Jordan Addison in week 16, that's what we call an easy click. Thank you, AF. I was worried I wasn't going to get there without your suggestion. But then I saw you type Goff in the chat, and I said, you know what? This AF 1776, does your handle stand for as fuck patriotism? AF 1776. I like that. That's a power move. More people should be patriotic in their YouTube handles. What's Chipsy doing over here? Let's check in on Chipsy. Taysom Hill, Darren Waller, Jalen Hurts, Daniel Jones. Oh, this is very Chipsy. Gibbs, Walker, Connor, AJ Brown, Devonta Smith. Ooh, he got, all right. They gave you the premium double in here. Premium double bros today, Chipsy. Handshake emoji. Oh, thank you. American flag. I like as fuck. AF 77. Maybe it should be 1776 AF. I'm patriotic as fuck. Uh-oh. We have another man appearing from the future. Who would have thought Kamara wouldn't get any suspension and won comeback player of the year? Nope, never mind. I'm not reading this one. I don't like this man from the future. I don't like it anymore. I don't like it. I only like men from the future who tell me what I want to hear. All right, we're about to pick in the 14th round. We are about to pick in the 14th round. Tyler Algier beckoning me, and then he goes. Tyler Algier beckoning me. Jerome Ford. Yes. Sam Laporta. Sometimes it's just the small things in life. Sometimes it's just having both of your quarterbacks stacked up with their tight ends that bring you joy. I've been miserable all morning, and it's nice to finally have one thing that brings me joy, and that is Patrick Mahomes stacked up with Travis Kelce and Jared Goff stacked up with Sammy Laportas. The team through 14 rounds, Patrick Mahomes, Jared Goff at quarterback. Damian Pierce, Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, Kendre Miller. I'm a little worried about your running backs. Wide receivers, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison, Jamison Williams, Skyy Moore. Tight ends, Travis Kelce and Sam Laporta. Travioli, what show did you say was after this? ADP chasing. That's on the Ship Chasing YouTube channel. This video will also redirect you. I have a redirect set up, so you go right to ADP chasing. Those guys generally will go for 2 hours. So you might need to cancel some more work meetings because you're getting 2 hours of Best Ball breakfast followed by 2 hours of ADP chasing. 4 hours of Monday Best Ball content for you. What did you say, Tyler? My community comment didn't get fully serviced. Yeah, like I said, your comments are such a value add that I'm keeping them for just the stream team now. The audio listeners don't get the Tyler comments. Yeah, not financial advice, but definitely quit your job to watch all my content. Ooh, asking me more baseball content. Who does Mr. Dinger like in the Derby tonight? Will you tell me who's in the Derby and then I'll tell you? All right. Feels like we're going to start taking some running backs and wide receivers, folks. Let's see. Do we have any correlations dialed up here at running back? We do. We do. All right, let's take Chuba. I need it. If Calvin Ridley is going to be what takes us all to the promised land in week 17, it's because Chuba's getting it on the bring back. Boom. We now have 5 running backs. Dameon Pierce, Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, Kendre Miller, Chuba Hubbard. What does this feel like? Does this feel like a 2-7-7-2 build? Part of me still really wants to take Desmond Ridder. I know I don't need him, but I'd love to. We don't have a Dallas bring back. We don't have a Cincinnati bring back. The correlation bros are going to be pissed. We only have 3 more picks to appease the correlation bros. I have been reviewing the data on the home run derby, and I do think Adley Rutschman is actually kind of my preferred way to play it. I think it's kind of a contrarian pick. Some nice odds there. So if you are looking to get some money down, Adley Rutschman is my pick. Ben's asking the right questions today. Why does Davis Maddock have Pete as his Twitter profile pic? Makes you wonder. This dude tries to catfish all of his followers. They're like, he knows that I score higher on the likability index, and so he thinks if he puts my profile picture on there, he'll get more Twitter followers. I ain't sniffing Clyde Edwards-Helaire, I'll tell you that much. Let's do I just need the Jets to throw the bag at Dalvin Cook so I can just enjoy all my sweet, sweet CLV on these Miami backs. Jeff Wilson comes on down. We're now at a 2-6-6-2 build. Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff, Dameon Pierce, Brian Robinson, Khalil Herbert, Kendre Miller, Chuba Hubbard, Jeff Wilson. Wide receiver, Calvin Ridley, Drake London, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison, Jameson Williams, Skyy Moore, Travis Kelce. I know what final 2 picks I'm doing right now too. I see the vision. I know how this draft is ending. The plan is coming to fruition. I see it all now. Can I make a confession? I'm an honest guy. I'm a transparent guy. I like to think I'm a good actor, that I can bullshit. Producer Phil slid into the private chat and said, hang on. I just revealed my source. Baltimore, Chris. Adley plays for Baltimore. Also, you got to work on your spelling for Rutschman there. I'll reveal my secret. Producer Phil said, Pete, say Adley Rutschman will win the Derby. You'll sound smart. Did I sound smart? I famously am in 100% or finishing in first in 100% of my Dinger drafts currently. Chris only subbed for the Jennifer Tilly vid. Need her as a guest drafter. I've mentioned how funny it is because everyone now subscribes to this channel for best ball content. But one of my most viewed videos is an alter ego Pete Manzanelli playing poker with Jennifer Tilly and Smitty from Barstool on a Poker Ghost stream. And so then YouTube is like, oh, if they like this content from Pete, surely they will also like this. But apparently you guys have been enjoying the 25-minute highlight reel from like 4 years ago of Mans playing poker. Also, shout out to, what's the update? Because we got some best ball bros who are in the main event. I knew Levitan played. Sammy Reed. I guess Sammy's not a best ball bro, but a DFS bro. Rob Coakley over from Spike Week, I know had a nice stack over there. Any updates from our best ball brethren in the World Series of Poker main event? I need to go out and play the main event sometime. Punt it off. Live a little. Kersey watched the video for the first time last night. Now all I have is poker suggestions on my YouTube. I apologize. It is crazy still how much like poker content and vlog content has exploded. I was like, is that going to kind of be like a fad when it was first blowing up? No. Poker vloggers absolutely crush. I'll be fist pumping if this video gets like 5K views. Brad Owens does a poker vlog, just like a fucking Monday night at the casino. 750,000 views. Maybe I should start shooting best ball vlogs. Just woke up, made my coffee, about to draft a best ball team. Let's do it. Should I start making vlogs? A day in the life of a best ball vlogger and streamer. Did someone take Richie James? Seriously? Someone took Richie James? Who took Richie James? All right, I'm selecting Trayvon Williams, but I need to figure out who took Richie James and why they think they're being funny. TM Longacre, what are you doing with Richie James on this team, dude? Oh, Jamar Chase, huh? You had to get a single bring back for your Jamar Chase and Noah Gray. What the fuck, dude? Richie James and Noah Gray, are you doing that as a bit? Noah Gray is a legit bit without Patrick Mahomes. I mean, that's a stone cold bit. We're doing bits out here? Why are we doing bits? Mad Sox, if Brandon Cooks goes down in OTAs, will you cancel your Tolbert fade? No, I'm a man of my word. And I said it at the time. One Tolbert share all year. Shout out to our new YouTube members, DMH, Clinton Ward, Zach Daniel. Welcome. YouTube members get access to the Best Ball After Dark series, the Best Ball Breakfast private channel in the Deposit Kingdom Discord, merch discounts, and ping alerts when I hop in these hellscapes that we call streamed Best Ball Mania drafts. I appreciate you guys all supporting the channel. There's someone who always gets really mad at me when I draft Justin Ross. I forget who it was. Someone gets really mad at me when I draft Justin Ross for some reason. But I feel like I want a triple with Mahomes. I want the triple. Look at all these dusty to. Yeah, we didn't end up with any Dallas. Or we could, yeah, I'm not doing Jake Ferguson. I'm sorry. I'm not doing a 3 tight end build here. I'm not forcing the Dallas bring back. Justin Ross. How am I at like 7% Justin Ross? That is ridiculous. I do want to get the triple with Mahomes. Come on. If I'm drafting Patrick Mahomes and I miss out on Rashee Rice and MVS and Richie James, this is the alpha triple with Mahomes. All other triples are pretty beta. The alpha triple with Patrick Mahomes is Skyy Moore, Justin Ross, and Travis Kelce. You heard it here first. The alpha triple. Feel free to patent that. All other Patrick Mahomes triples are low testosterone. Matic hates Justin Ross. Oh, then I like the pick even more now. Matic guarantees he gets cut. That means he's a lock for MVP. Justin Ross is 2017 Tyreek Hill. You heard it here first. You heard it here first. Yeah, who are the people that said this was their first time in the chat? Do you guys have updates on how you liked your teams? Brett says, fun draft with you, Pete. These rooms are wild. Do you hate your decision? JGFC, how is this team taking it down without you in it? Did we add any subs since I last looked? All right, we added 5 more. Slowly but surely, the march to 15K. Christopher says, work has been killing my ability to attend Best Ball breakfast. Damn, I missed the feeding the ducks. I'm taking it all in. Just soak it in. I'll even give you 10 seconds right now of the ducks being fed without me talking over it. There you go, Christopher. That was for you. 10 seconds of silence. You know who else would kill for that? My wife. Huh. All right. Number 80 is in the books. We're going to recap this team for the audio listener. This was a special draft for me. Mostly outside of my comfort zone. BBB 2772. Accomplished a lot of things that I said I was going to start doing more. Some more zero RB builds here. We got a Patrick Mahomes triple stack, a Jared Goff double stack. Let's do the team. I want the chat to give me a rating on this team. 1 out of 10. 10 being this thing for sure wins Best Ball Mania 3. 1 being this finishes dead last in this 12-team league. The quarterbacks, Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff. The 7 running backs, Dameon Pierce and Brian Robinson, who the chat reminded me don't catch passes and are on bad teams. Khalil Herbert, Kendre Miller, Chuba Hubbard, correlated with Calvin Ridley, never forget. Jeff Wilson, because there's no way Dalvin Cook's going there. And Travion Williams on the bring back. The wide receivers, Calvin Ridley, first share, monumental click today. Drake London, Marquise Brown, Jordan Addison. Shout out to my short kings, Marquise Brown and Jordan Addison. J-Mo Williams, Skyy Moore, we rolled the clip. And Justin, how do I have 7% of him? Ross. And 2 tight ends, Travis Kelce and Sammy Laporte. All right, the reviews are coming in. An 8, a 5, a 10, an 8, a 9, a 5, 7, 4, 4. Get out of here, G. 9, 7, 5, 6, 6, 9. Okay, you updated your vote. A 3, Christopher? You don't get to vote. You weren't even here the whole time. Ooh, we got a pro line stack is a 7, a 6.5. This team's a full 4.69 because Justin Ross kills the chub. 7, 6, 5. All right, I'll take these. You guys are saying it's a middling effort. It's a C+, a 6, a D- maybe, a 6. Okay, all right. I can live with that, guys. The fact that none of you said this was underneath a 5 with a straight face makes me feel good. That's all I need in this life. Passing grades. 8.9, Ross heard it. Ooh, we got some 7s. Draft number 80 in the books, guys. Draft number 80 in the book. 70 more Best Ball stream drafts here on Best Ball Breakfast. I appreciate all of you guys who became YouTube members. Appreciate all of you guys who subscribe to the channel. Like I said, I am here every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 10 a.m. Eastern to draft these teams, to battle the Piss Boys, to try to survive the avalanches. And it's not always going to be fun. Sometimes you're going to have to call out of work. Sometimes you're going to have to be miserable. But this is our lot in life. As I kill the music here, as we turn down the lights on this episode of Best Ball Breakfast, I appreciate you all. Go head over to Ship Chasing to check ADP Chasing with guest Matt Harmon today. And I will see you guys tomorrow at 10 a.m. for Splash Play with Spags. You guys are the best. Seriously. Even when you tilt me, even when you make me have mental breakdowns, I still love you guys. Each and every one of you. We'll see you guys.